Hi, I'm Johnny Estes with CMI Gold and Silver.
And I'm Shannon Estes.
Thanks for joining our show, Johnny on the Spot, where we talk about all things precious metals.
CMI has been in Phoenix since 1973. We are the oldest precious metals firm in the U.S.
You can visit us on our website at cmigs.com. That's cmigs.com.
On Instagram, CMI Gold Silver, and Facebook, CMI Gold and Silver.
And you can also see us on YouTube by searching CMIGS.
Well, thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to talk about one particular storage option for physical precious metals. Precious metals can be stored in a couple different ways, including a safe deposit at the bank, a personal home safe, and even creative hiding spots. But today we'll talk about a personal private vault, if you will, a private safe deposit box.
We get a lot of questions. Where do we store this stuff? And so today we have a guest, Curtis Ganem, is with us. Ganem Jewelers has been in the Valley almost as long as we have, and I'll let Curtis introduce himself and his business.
My name is Curtis Ganem, and I am one of the owners of Ganem Jewelers and The Vault, which is a private safe deposit box business, and we rent safe deposit boxes. So we've done business with Johnny and CMI for decades now, and my father did business with his father, so it's fun to get together today. We rent safe deposit boxes like a bank, all different sizes for all different types of needs, from very small boxes to very big ones.
And you guys were jewelers here in the Valley to begin with, right?
Yeah, so we started in 1983. My father started a jewelry business and Ganem Jewelers, and so we have a couple locations, one up north Scottsdale area and then one down south in the Ahwatukee part of Phoenix. And my brother and I run the business now, and we have some other family in the business, very much a family business this whole time. I have two brother-in-laws in the business, sister that does stuff for us, sister-in-law that does stuff for us. I think it's very similar to your business.
Sounds like us.
Yeah. You know, with my business, I let Shannon do all the work and I grab all the glory. And hopefully you got the same scenario in your family, right?
Yeah, no, I think somehow I ended up with all the work. No, I'm just kidding. So, we try to spread it out.
So what made your dad decide to build a vault? I mean, I've heard stories of all these concrete trucks lined up with the original vault. Of course, this is the new location, but...
Yeah, so we just recently moved our location from Tempe to our jewelry store location in Ahwatukee. And why my father built a vault is weird. I really need to ask him that question because it just seems like a bad idea at the start. Now it's ended up being a good idea, but my dad was a great jeweler for somebody else, great salesperson for somebody else, and decided, you know what, I can do this. I think I could run my own business. And so he decided to open up his own jewelry store, and for some reason he decided to also open up a vault at the same time. And I don't know what possessed him. It was very expensive for him to do that at that time when he had no money, really, and with a very young family. But he did it, and it's been a good thing.
No risk, no reward. I heard stories, and of course I've heard this from our family, but there was something like 200 cement trucks lined up when they first built the first one. Is there a lot of concrete in these things, or what?
It sounds like you know more about the original story than me, but yes,
I can make it up.
There's a ton of concrete. So I probably should have talked to my father in preparation for this interview today. But yes, there's a ton of concrete. The modern fabrication is a little bit different. They bring in giant panels that are prefabricated,
precast,
and then assemble them. So it's a 6-sided vault with a door. Every side is reinforced concrete. So my process recently was different than that original pouring process where it's all rebar enforced. You know, it forms like you do any concrete thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds like the precast is probably a little bit more efficient and probably stronger because they could use stronger concrete.
Yep.
So you're doing it in a controlled environment. So.
Yep.
So the jewelry business has been since 1983. How long has the vault business been around?
Yeah, since '83.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, since the very beginning, which, it's surprising to me that my dad had that idea. It's been a great business for us, so I'm glad that he did that. But yeah, I'm surprised that he built the vault, a big expense right off the bat when he was just getting started. And, but
That's more than 40 years.
yeah, it's been a long
So you have a
time.
lot of experience in private safe deposit box.
Yep, a lot of experience.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
somebody says, hey, Curtis, I'm going to store my stuff there. What can you tell me about the security of this vault?
Yeah, it has all of the security features you would expect and want from a facility like that. It starts with a concrete box, 6 sides, reinforced concrete, impenetrable door with a very complicated code to get into. And then it's got motion sensors, vibration sensors, cameras. We have armed personnel on staff during office hours, monitored by a security system. So, yeah, everything you can imagine that you need, we have it.
Well, and since I've been there, once you get in the vault, your work's not over if you're a nefarious person, because every box is locked as well.
Yeah.
And those are some tough boxes, man.
Yeah. So they're very secure individual safe deposit boxes. Would be incredibly difficult to get into them, even if you could get inside the vault itself. So yeah, very, very secure.
So I understand. I've not been to the new one, but you have different sizes of boxes to accommodate. Just tell us, from the person who just wants their personal belongings, like insurance papers. I mean, what kind of sizes do you have?
Yeah, so they go from so all of our boxes are 2 feet deep. And then, so the other dimension, it starts at 3 by 5. That's our smallest. And you could fit $1 million in gold in a 3 by 5 box. So
Sure.
we have a lot of people that do that, put gold in there and rent the smallest box. And then we have all the way up to, and those are only $125 per year for a box like that. And then we have very large boxes that are about 2 feet by 3 feet. And 2 feet deep, and those are about $3,000 a year. You can fit a lot of silver in there, and we have guys that have a lot of silver in there.
They've filled it up.
And purchased it from the guy I'm sitting next to.
Well, we can neither confirm or deny that there's some precious metals in there, but I could say that, yeah, I've helped fill some of those boxes, and if you want to work out, lift silver.
Yeah, we just recently moved our vault from Tempe to Ahwatukee, part of Phoenix, and Johnny helped me graciously. He did not have to do that. Helped me move some of his clients over. It was a lot of work, and I'm very grateful for the help that he gave me and his son as well.
Yeah, I think I asked you, would you ever do it again? And your answer was an emphatic
No.
I'm
done with the vault moving business.
Now, just a quick question. How does professional storage, such as yours, compare to home storage, which is also a great option depending on what your goals are?
Yeah, I thought about that in preparation for this, and I think security, it's like it's good till it's not, right? And so home security, there's a lot of good options, and there's some very good home security options, but none of the home security options are as good as in really securing your valuables as our option is. And so like a gun safe, those are the worst option. Those can be dropped from 5 feet and pop right open. So never store in that. But, if somebody has a floor safe or a large gun safe that, two people can't really get it out of the house, those are good. But there's nothing as secure as the option that we give people. And, if somebody breaks in and puts a gun to your head and says, hey, open your safe, you're going to open your safe. And so you'll never be put in that position with our option.
Yeah. Well, we have on a side note, we have a friend that they cut a hole in the outside. They had it on the outside, the safe on the outside wall. They cut a hole in it, and they just backed up a trailer and pushed it on the trailer and left.
Yeah, wow. Yeah,
So,
I heard
you're not going to do that.
No.
Well, it's got to be a big truck, isn't it?
Yeah, it has to be a big truck, but the second you start to try to break in, the vibration sensors are going to be triggered, and the alarm system will be triggered, and the police will arrive shortly after.
Well, on that note, when do you see people come to you? At what point have they decided the home safe is not what they need, and what's the tipping point for them to say, okay, I need something better?
Yeah. I mean, I have the luxury of having this option available to me. So my tipping point was nothing. I keep nothing at home. So everything I have is at our facility because I don't feel safe having anything at home. I have some nice watches. I keep those at home because I want to swap those out and wear them, on any given day. But that's the only thing that I keep there. Otherwise, all my bullion investments that purchased from Johnny again, I keep there. And different people have a different threshold of security feeling, but
True.
I think when it comes to bullion, it shouldn't be stored at home. Jewelry, you got to keep it home because you want to wear it. Watches,
Sure.
you got to keep it home because you want to wear them. But there's no reason to store your bullion at home. You're just adding a level of anxiety to your life that you don't need.
Well, I mean,
That's a good point, yes.
There's oftentimes we tell people if you store it at home, hide it in your attic, put a few bars in your safe, and then hide the rest in the attic because people that break in think I got everything, but they really didn't.
Yep.
So there's those kind of options. So explain to us the process of somebody coming in, signing up for a box, and then how do they access it?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. There's a contract that you sign and, rules of what you can and can't put in there. But and then what happens if you're not paying your bill, those sorts of things. So there's a contract to sign, and we take your identification, and then get your information in the computer, and then when and then you're given 2 keys. So to get into any box, it takes our key, the company's key, and then one of the customer's keys.
So a master key.
Yeah, a master key and then a customer key. And the customers are each given 2 keys, and so spouse can each have one or however they want to divvy up those keys. But then when you come in, we'll check your identification, and then we go into the vault and we use our key and use the customer's key to open up the box. And then all of the smaller boxes have inserts that can be pulled out. And so in those cases, the client can take their stuff out, take that box out, and go into a private viewing room to put stuff in, take stuff out, and then put their box back in.
So, and aside from that, explain a little bit about your services. So if somebody's storing metal and they're not in Phoenix, let's say somebody's in Wyoming and they buy metal from Phoenix and they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've developed a thing we call administrative accounts. So we are managing the boxes. Typically, people want to have both their keys and nobody else has access to it, which is understandable. But there's a service that we provide that gives people a lot of flexibility in life where we have the keys to their box. And so they can call us up from wherever they are in the world and say, hey, sell some of my bullion. And lots of times they're selling it themselves. They're calling
Right.
Johnny up directly. They're selling their bullion, and then they just call us up to retrieve it and send it to them. And it's a great luxury. I had a client just recently that he lives in Arizona, but he had to be in Florida to tend to a sick relative. And he was running out of money in his checking account, and so he just called me up. Hey, sell a couple of Krugerrands. We sold a couple of Krugerrands, and he was able to continue taking care of his relative.
Yeah, and it is convenient because we have quite a few of our clients that we're mutual clients, and they'll call up and one of your guys will get it out of the vault and we'll pay for it, and then we sort of just swap metal later on.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whether you're coming to my office or we're coming to your office, it seems like we see each other about once a week.
Yeah, at least once a week probably. We do a lot of business together. Grateful for that relationship, and I mean it's we're the second generation, so our dads and dad-in-laws they were the starters of these businesses, and so I'm grateful for that. But yeah, we see each other regularly with those kind of transactions.
Yeah. So I guess one of the couple last questions is, what about record keeping? How do you ensure that your clients have proper verification of those holdings in that instance where you're managing the box?
Yeah, so we keep a written and digital on our computer record of everything that our customers have in there. Now, if they're physically in our office, and they take stuff out, if it's one of those managed accounts, then we have to be present for the retrieval of any contents. So then we'll sign. We make a new list of everything that's in there, and they sign. And if they're not present, they're in another state or another country, then we do that via email. We make a new list. We know what they have in there. They know that what they have in there. We've agreed upon that. And then they say, okay, sell 2 gold eagles. We make a new list, email it to them, acknowledge that this is the new list, and then we move on from there.
Oh, okay.
So do you have a lot of non-Phoenicians or Phoenix area residents that utilize your services?
Yes, more and more. I don't know what the percentage is, but maybe 30+% of our clients don't live in Arizona, and we actually manage their box for them.
Okay, that's good to know that you help people all over with their storage. As long as they get it all set up and get it to you, you can help them with managing it, administrating it, and even selling it.
Yeah, and we have clients of yours that buy stuff from you. They live out of state, and then so they're doing the whole transaction with you, with us. They buy it from you. You guys deliver it to us, and we store it. And then they want to sell a little bit. We take it out. We deliver it to you. So yeah, the whole circle.
Okay, and I think that's just good for people to know. It doesn't have to be somebody in the valley that can
Sure.
visit.
So what do you think the difference is? Like, there's big storage facilities like Brink Salt Lake, Delaware Depository. What would we say the difference between your facility and there? I mean, for me, it's the personal effect.
Yeah.
You store your stuff at Delaware Depository, you don't know who's touching your stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure those places are very secure and perhaps just as secure or more secure than ours, but we have tremendous security. But the big difference is the personal touch, and it's the same for you guys. The manager, Rod Galster down there, he's fantastic. Everybody loves him, and that's what you get when you work with us. You see the same face every time you come in. It's Rod. People love him, and I'm there too. But Rod's the main face that people see, and you get that personal family touch, feel, and it's real. We care about people. We want people to have a good experience, and that's important to us.
Yeah, Rod's your best friend in about 30 seconds.
Yes, he is. He's everybody's friend in about 30 seconds. He's awesome.
Sure. So beyond storage, let's talk about the jewelry store. Let's plug the jewelry store a bit.
Yes, please.
Stores, too.
Stores.
Yeah.
I've been in them. They're beautiful.
My mother frequented them very often. I have a lot of jewelry of hers that I like. Oh, she got that at Ganem.
Do we need to recycle it?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. So like you said, we've been around for a long time, since '83. I think you guys a little longer than that. But we have high-end brands like Roberto Coin and Simon G on the jewelry side, and then on the watch side, Breitling and Tag Heuer, IWC. So big brands. And we're a full-service jewelry store, and we do the things you expect from like a family jewelry store. We do everything. You want a chain repaired, broken chain, we fix that. You want a watch repaired, we fix that. But the biggest thing is custom manufacturing for engagement rings. That's definitely one of our specialties. And beautiful jewelry. We sell beautiful jewelry of all types.
I can attest to that. There's very beautiful jewelry and unique pieces, I might say.
Yeah.
Not the traditional, not the typical stuff you're going to see other places. There's some very unique, beautifully handcrafted items I've seen there.
Yeah, thank you.
One of the great things and bad things about your new facility is it's at a jewelry store. And when my wife visits, it could be a long visit.
It could be a long visit.
Yeah, we thought about that when we were doing our vault addition to our jewelry store, and we kind of purposely make people come through the jewelry entrance to get over to the vault.
Yeah,
that's very, very great marketing on that part. Yes.
So, what trends are you seeing in both jewelry and precious metals? Are you like us? We see a lot of people liquidating. Yeah. Buyers are starting to come to the market. What are you guys seeing in the jewelry industry?
Yeah, the jewelry industry has its trends for sure. There's a lot of short-lived fashion trends. I'd say the biggest trend right now would be maybe multiple metals, different colors of metals. It was all about yellow gold through the 80s. Then it all went to platinum in the early 90s, which was a lot more expensive at the time than gold. And so then white gold became very popular. So, but today it's kind of everything goes. rose golds, white gold, yellow golds, so everything, even mixing them, wearing 3 different color rings on one finger. So that's probably one of the bigger trends. And then, of course, lab-grown diamonds. Technology changes everything. So now diamonds can be made in a laboratory, and so you can get big, beautiful diamonds for a lot less. And so that's a big trend for sure.
Well, it seems like that the what I would call the dirty diamonds are now, the yellows and the chocolates and stuff like that are becoming more valuable. When I asked Shannon to marry me, I mean, it was all about the clarity and the perfect, crystal clear diamond. And now
yellow diamond is very popular. The canary diamond, the pink diamond.
Yes. All the color diamonds are very popular, especially with the lab-grown diamonds now. It's because, it's pretty hard to tell the difference between the two, the mine diamonds and lab-grown. So it has definitely kind of brought forward the colored diamonds, and they've become a little bit more popular and all colors. And the colored diamonds can be very expensive. A blue diamond could be $1 million a carat. So
I have noticed that. Yes, blue diamonds are.
Sorry. I know someone that likes the expensive diamonds.
So we do have those, but we also have the inexpensive lab-grown ones as well. So
what about some of the other gemstones? Are there also lab-grown non-diamond gemstones, such as?
There are. One of the ones you see most often is the alexandrite.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a imitation alexandrite that is actually lab-grown color change sapphire, but it's often called alexandrite. And so there are some of those imitation stones outside of diamonds. The diamond's the most impactful to the jewelry world. There's a lot of lab-grown jewelry now, as well as lab-grown center stones. Just before coming in here, I was grading a bunch of lab-grown diamonds, 3, 4, 5, 6 carat diamonds.
Wow.
That were all grown in a laboratory.
Wow.
So back to a little bit of precious metal. Something I've just always wanted to know, how come we're not seeing more platinum jewelry when gold is almost 3 times as much as platinum?
Yeah, that's a good question. We recommend platinum to our customers. It's a better metal for jewelry than white gold is.
I've heard that platinum has a higher melting point, so it's a more difficult metal to fabricate into a piece of jewelry, and maybe that's why.
Yes, you have some wisdom there. It for sure has a much higher melting temperature, and so it's much harder to work with. The processes are more difficult, and that's one reason why platinum jewelry in general is more expensive. But it's also a denser metal. So if you have the exact same ring in white gold as you do in platinum, the platinum ring is heavier. So when you're paying per gram, to some degree, it's part of the consideration of the price of a piece of jewelry. The platinum's heavier, so
you're paying more because there's more to
because of that. So yes, but right now, because platinum as a metal per ounce is so much less than gold, the jewelry is about the same price.
Oh, I'm going to go look me some platinum rings.
Yes.
Well, I was thinking about that too, and I've asked a few jewelers that, and I think it just comes down to it's harder to work with. So.
Yes.
The path of least resistance is gold and silver.
And white gold.
Yeah, and I find it interesting that you're like, no, buy platinum.
Yeah, buy platinum. I mean, it is harder to work with. We have to have specialized equipment for the casting of platinum jewelry, but it is better for jewelry than white gold is.
Okay, good. Any...
Oh, you know something? Oh. You ought to tell us your address and your website and your phone number.
Yeah, so
that's going to be important.
Ganem Jewelers, ganemjewelers.com, and then also for the vault is thevaultaz.com. And phone number for the vaults, well, you could call the Ganem Jewelers phone number 480-706-1850.
Okay. Well, thanks, Curtis. We sure appreciate it.
Let me just give another plug. We got Ganem on Scottsdale Road and...
Yes, Scottsdale Road and Mayo.
Okay.
And then in Ahwatukee on Ray Road.
Okay.
All right, well...
We got the whole valley covered, it looks like.
Let's wrap it up, honey.
All righty. So thank you for joining us for Johnny on the Spot today. And I want to give you the key phrase. We are having a contest.
$500 mystery box.
Yes, and so today's key phrase is... The Vault. Collect all 4 phrases
The Vault.
for the shows in the month of September. Submit them to cmigs.com at info@cmigs.com. And the first person to submit all 4 of those is going to get the $500 box of silver of precious metals. However, we have lots of runners-up with 1-ounce pieces. And anybody who sends in all 4 correct phrases, we're going to send you something.
Yep, that's going to be awesome. Good luck, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.